Timmy Ru, happy to have you, my man.
Oh man, I'm happy to be here, Mike. Good to see you, man.
Hey, man, I'm happy to have you. Is this your first on-camera interview or no?
This is my first time on this interview. Yeah, for a minute, I wasn't really into it, and I just decided to come out and do this with you, so I can share a little bit of the story about the people.
Yeah, man, I noticed that, man. You be on the low, man. You don't really do interviews like that. You don't really talk much.
Nah, nah, I'm still, uh, not say self-centered, but I still got the same few friends I've been having for 40 years. Uh, some new friends turn out good, but a lot of new friends turn out not to be your friends. So I kind of pick them wisely.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So with that being said, right, before we get into everything, just to get it out the way, your brother Maul James taking a stand on you. If you don't mind me asking, can you give me a detailed account of everything that took place from your point of view?
Okay, briefly, I had an episode with my son. My son must have talked to my brother about it. My brother called the police. He always said he didn't do it, but through the court, everything that comes out. And to set it straight, for my brother said in one of his interviews that he came to court for my mother. That's not true. He came to court for the district attorney, not for my attorney. So with that being said is, yeah, my brother had me sitting in jail, you know, and my message to my brother is, I ain't mad at you. I still love you. And I got a nice hug for you, man. Just when my mother told me to give you that. She came to me in my dreams and told me, give my brother a hug. And that's what I'm going to do. I love you, James, but you wasn't right. And I feel like only way we can fix this if you come and talk to me, James, and tell me you sorry, Nick. Until then, I'm waiting to see you to give you this hug, James. But for the record, you know how everybody say, get the paperwork, send the paperwork. It killed me, James, when you took the stand on me, man. It killed me. It hurt my heart, my whole soul, Because James, one thing in the world wouldn't do nothing in the world for you if you didn't ask me to. But just come apologize. Be a man. Be my big brother, Nick. Keep it real. You ain't got to lie about this no more. I forgive you. you know. And Mike, I appreciate you for inviting me on the show so I can get this message to him because he refused to call. He can't set his pride aside to call me and say he's sorry. So I'm thanking you, man, for bringing me out on your show so let my brother get this message.
Yeah, it was only right. I had to bring you on to tell your story. But for the people out there, right, what exactly happened between you and your son, which led to Mom James taking the stand on you?
I had an altercation with my son. Uh, uh, I guess my brother felt like, I shouldn't have whooped my son ass or whatever. Call the police on me. Uh, Next thing you know, I'm facing, the deal was for 16 years, you know. And at the beginning, I was wondering, like, where is this coming from? So when you have a paid attorney, your paid attorney is going to tell you, you know. It's all in the paperwork too, where a judge kicked James out the court and told him who he was. You know what I mean? That was some cold shit, man. But that was the day that hurt me, man, for real.
So when he took the stand, take me through that.
Well, basically, you know how it go. They call your name and you come across them double doors. You hold your hand up, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. But you know, I was facing like 5 charges out of that case, man. Uh, every time I went to court, my brother couldn't even look at me. You know, he couldn't even look at me. You know, even on my uh time to read my verdict, they didn't even come back into the courtroom. You know, just to show you how good God is. I pled guilty in that case. I pled guilty, but the jurors, the jurors in my case found me innocent on all 5 charges. Now, how do that happen? That was God all day long. I told my attorney he wasn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't the attorney because he wasn't really working for me. He was had a crush on the DA, you know, and she was after me. I guess she was going a little too hard on me, you know, for her to lose this case, you know, because all jurors said not guilty. Because like, you know, my son, he was touched a little girl. The little girl told on him. He got suspended. I talked to him about it. And the following week, when I took him back to school, he did it again. So I had to tell him, man, we don't do this. You know, this will mess your whole record up. So I whooped him, and my brother called the police on him, you know what I mean? My son even said it in the courtroom, you know, that's him and her trying to turn me against my dad. So after that, I was stung. You know, I was like, okay, what do? I just kicked back and prayed on it. And sure enough, I have 5 not guilty. That's what I'm saying right now today, you know, to James, if he ever watched this video, you know, man, I still love you. You know, you my brother. But I can't deal with you until you apologize. You know what I'm saying? You know, my mother came to me in a dream and told me to give my brother a hug. So that's what I'm going to do, you know, whenever I do see him.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking, man. So when he took the stand on you, he wouldn't even look at you.
No, he wouldn't look at me not one time. Not through every court appearance I had, he could never look at me. You know, he was saying that he came to court because my mother asked him to. That's not true. That's not true at all. You know, when they rearranged my court dates and different set me back, he was in the hallways talking to the DAs, not my attorney. You know, so I had been knew where it was all coming from once my paid attorney told me, you know what I mean? Because I only appeared in court one time with a public defender, and that was the beginning. So when I came back to court, I had a private attorney. James, if you pay me back for this attorney, I'll be cool with you.
Terrible, man. So where do you think his motivation came from for him to do something like that?
I don't know where it come from. I don't know if it was animosity or jealousy. I'm not sure. It's just I could never figure it out because this is my brother, and I was wondering and wondering. You know, it was real confusing for us me trying to figure it out, and I don't know. I don't know if it was the ambition I had growing up, or you know, the females he liked me. I don't know what it was. You know, it was just me and my brother been through a whole lot. And at the age after I graduated 6th grade, my brother shot me. You know what I mean? He didn't mean it, you know, but at the same time, being older and call yourself being responsible. See what happened, me and my partner across the street, my brother had some guns and stashed in the yard in the bag. And I went back there, got the bag, and took the guns across the street. And my partner, his mom's had a gun that matched it. So we took the bullets out of her gun and put them in those guns. And was outside popping at the light. James came out screaming my name. Then we took off running. He chased my buddy, called him, got the gun from him. Then he came looking for me. I was in some bushes, and as he was walking past me, I started laughing, and he said, "Freeze." And when I started to stand up out of the bushes, his gun went off, hit me in my nose, you know, knocked my tooth out. And, I jumped up and ran across the street, screaming for my mother. James ran off, you know. We've been through so much, man. I don't know why my brother turned out the way he was with me and Buntry, you know, because ain't nothing in the world me and Buntry wouldn't do for James, you know. Growing up, everybody used to be able to drink, but I couldn't drink really because I had to watch James because he drank too much and be in the you know. So I really didn't drink too much. But other than that, I don't know the reasons why he had all this animosity or just didn't like me for some strange reason. I don't know.
Heartbreaking, man. And you said that he liked some of your baby moms?
I know. That's why I was saying. I don't know if it was behind the females that he was liking, turn out liking me and having babies by me or whatever. I don't know what it was, you know, because he used to tell on me with some of my chicks too. Like, oh, he just left, or he might call one chick this other chick name or some shit. They'd be like, who is this? Who is it? You know, James was just being James. I believe truly, um, he was spoiled. He was my mama baby. He was the boy in the family get away with everything, you know.
Just me sitting right here listening to you, man. You really sound hurt, man.
Man, that's one of the coldest feelings ever. You know what I mean? You know, that feeling. And then right after that, when I won the case, because I sat in jail for like 13 months fighting that case. And right when I got out, maybe a month and a half, 2 months, my mom's died. So it kind of rocked my world at that moment. You know what I mean? But I'm bouncing back, man. There was some real painful feelings. Something I never thought I would, encounter.
Have you ever confronted him about it?
Well, far as this last episode, I only seen him one time in Las Vegas. I seen him on a motorcycle run, Uh, I just, I, I looked at him and acted like I didn't even notice him. I didn't even see him, like, you know, and a little while after that is when I had the dream about my mom's telling me to hug him and forgive him, so I'm waiting to see him. The next time I see him, I'm going to do that. But it really hurt me.
Speaking of your mom, how did she feel about it? Was she in agreement with it or was she against it?
Well, you know how mothers be behind their son, that's why she used to always tell me, just forgive him. No matter what, just forgive him, So that's all I'm aiming at. I've been praying for it, the strength to do that. I ain't ashamed to say I still pray, man, because prayers do work. When you believe in them, though, you got to believe it. So that's all I do. I just pray to see him so I can do what she asked me to, and after that, he can continue doing what he do.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. So before we move on, right? Do you consider that snitching or not?
Come on, man. You know the code. Yes, yes, yes. You know, do I got to get the paperwork? Listen. It happened to me, and I don't have no reason to lie about nobody or my brother out of all people. You know, he know he was wrong. All I'm looking for is apology out of it, and I can move on with it. You know, because I tell you the truth, I miss being involved in helping my brother do different things. You know, I miss, you know, the times we used to have. But after all of this, you know, I don't know where it all came from. Just out of nowhere, you know what I mean? I don't know where it all came from. When it first started, I wasn't even aware of what was happening. I wouldn't have never believed it. You know what I'm saying? But you know the street code, it is what it is. No matter who it is, keep it real. And that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping it real. You know, somebody asking me something about something, I'm gonna tell the truth. You know, that's the best way to get it across. You know, got to tell the truth about certain reality.
Yeah, that's real talk. How you feel about FG accusing Mob James of telling on him?
Well, like I was saying earlier about keeping it real, you know, um, growing up in the ghetto, money, you know how it is. When when you wrong, you wrong. You know what I mean? And I feel like F, he had a right, you know, because he wasn't expecting that himself, you know, and everybody felt like we was gonna clash and fall out behind it. But I seen him and I talked to him about it, you know, because he was my road dog. And I was feeling like, you know, he should have got the message to me. And that when I seen him and we talked about it, he told me that he had sent the message to a certain person, but I had never got it until after everybody started taking their deals. After that, that's when I found out about it, you know. But far as taking sides, no. Just because James was my brother, he was wrong or whatever, you know what I mean? So no, I ain't taking sides. FG still my homeboy, you know, and today, you know, I can say, you know, I finally got a chance to talk to him, you know, because I hadn't seen him for maybe 2, 3 years after all of them got out, you know. You know, we was missing each other. He been and left the spot, or I just came to the spot or something. You know, we kept missing each other, but I went to an annual dance and I finally got a chance to catch up with him. You know, and we talked about it. So took a few pictures, let everybody know we still the same people. You know, I let him know I still feel the same way. Um, no matter what though, you know, family members, whoever it is, when you're wrong about a code, gang banging codes, and you wrong about it, you're gonna be held accountable about it. So nah, I still got love for F. You know what I mean?
When you met up with FG, how's that conversation like?
Well, actually, he was telling me that he knew, you know, the way I felt about my brothers and how, because he watched us, we all grew up together, you know, and he knew how I felt about my brothers. And he felt like, you know, we just lost one brother, Buntry. And so then this things happened with James, and he felt like I was going to automatically take sides with James on it no matter what tip, just because this my brother, you know what I mean? But no, I'm solid as a rock. You know, when you tell, you tell. It is what it is. You know, either you're going to stick around, deal with it, or you're going to move on, you know? So, hey, I'm just keeping it real on every aspect of street life.
Yeah, FG said that. He said that, Mob James snitching on him ruined his relationship with you.
No, but you know, after me making contact with him, we fixed that. So it's called getting each other mind right. You know, we fixed that, and we moved on from it. After we had our good conversation for about an hour, you know, we went on back to enjoying things like we used to, you know. So everything is cool on me and F behalf. It's not like we got animosity behind what my brother did.
So it's safe to say, right, that you believe FG claims when it comes to Mob James telling on him.
I mean, he had the paperwork. I mean, he had the pictures, you know. Um, when you blame somebody for something, man, it's a reason. It ain't just somebody you picked out of the crowd to blame, You blaming the right person, whoever they letting told on you. So you know how the game go. When they got something, they share a little bit with you. Hey, that's what it be. And leak, and it leaked a little fast, I guess, for him. So he know what happened. For a long time, I didn't know what happened. But it it is what it is, man. And I hate it turning out like that because it, he had a reputation to you'd never expect that part of like snitching would come from a guy like James. You know what I mean? You would never would think James would be a nigga that turned out to tell on you. Not the way we was growing up. You know what I mean? It was time, when we was growing up the 80s, he he can hear about somebody telling and he was touching them up. You know what I mean? Now years later, it turned out to be him doing it. So yeah. It hurt my heart though, man. It killed me.
Yeah, yeah. LG said that. He said that, he was shocked when he found out that Mob James told on him. He said that he would have never believed that.
Right. Because back in those times, everybody was like real thugging. You couldn't be no buster running around in Compton. You know what I mean? Everybody was truly thugging just to survive. So you had to be with it, and everybody was making sure we didn't have niggas in the circle who was gonna tell. No matter what, that's the number one rule. Don't never talk to the police. Don't tell. But some decades later, he turned out to be somebody that did it. Now, he got to live with that. You know, I wish he would stop going on these podcasts that's talking about a bunch of different things that he doing because he not really understanding what he doing.
Right, right. And you being somebody that still hang around Compton, are you a little embarrassed when it comes to Mob James? You being somebody that's still in the hood, knowing that your brother got that reputation?
I am, I am, but it's the ghetto, man. He did what he did. I'm still being me. You know, I still look over my shoulder just from the episode when we lost my brother. It came from some some people we knew. You know, but far as being ashamed about it, it touched my pride. But being ashamed about it, nah, because we had different reputations, and we knew the same people and a lot of different people I knew he didn't know. Like right now today, uh, it hurted me when I heard about it. So yeah, to answer that question, yeah, it did. It hurted me when I first heard about it, and then it happened to me from him. So it really hurted me even more. You know what I mean? Like this, my big brother. This, and if I chastise myself, I never told on him when he chastised his kids. You know what I mean? And like I really wasn't worried about it because when they asked me, I told them. They asked me what happened. I said I whooped his ass. He did something he wasn't supposed to. So I whooped his ass. We talked about it before. He did it again. And my son told him even in court, I love my daddy and my grandma. That's all I got. He pointed at my brother and the DA. He said, that's him and her trying to get me to say these things about my daddy. So yeah. James took a chunk out of me through this lifestyle we live in. It hurt me for real. In different ways he hurt, you know. But by me setting it aside and I'm gonna forgive him, like my mother asked me to, you know. I'm gonna do that and keep on moving.
Yeah, and you brought it up earlier. What are some of the issues you have with Mob James going on platforms talking and telling stories and stuff like that?
I mean, far as speaking on different episodes of different people, that some things he really don't know about. Why is he speaking on it? You know, he need to stay out of people's business. That's not good. You know, and then some episodes he on there talking about some things we've been through with different people. You know, that's not good. You know, I feel like if they're gonna do these podcasts, you know, be out in the field and talk about some things that's going on. Don't go way back, bringing up some old stories. You know, it's like opening up a can of worms, basically. So I be feeling like he need to change the things he talk about. It's cool with doing the podcast, but he need to think of other things to talk about besides people.
Yeah, I understand. So you, Mob James, and Buntry, all three of y'all grew up in Compton, right? And y'all was members of the Mob Pyro?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So how did that come about? Y'all being members of the Mob Pyro?
Growing up in the zone, you know, growing up in the neighborhood. Like my first car, I was 13, you know, like right after James shot me, man, I was like, I went into the 7th grade gang banged out already. Cause I didn't know, I was feeling like I could have been killed right then, you know. So I grew this attitude like I didn't give a no more, you know. So I started gang banging, you know. I started selling drugs, you know, trying to be playboys and, you know, all that old shit growing up, which we was having good times. We was really grown ass kids, you know. These kids today don't have a clue how we was growing up. On the real. They don't have a clue, but we growed up, you know, on the east side of Compton. And we started the 662 and the 464 clicks when the death row came about. We had already had the codes, but when it went nationwide is when we did the death row. We was kind of wild, you know, basically what you say, we was with whatever. Me and my brothers, you know, we was the go-to guys. When niggas felt the pressure, they'd come to my mama house looking for us and shit like that. So, you know, when you out in the field and people learn who you is, that's how the reputation built, you know. So after that, niggas started going to prison. Everybody started going to jail and different getting out. Everybody trying to still get a sack, trying to, you know, make some money just to survive. And here come the death row. And when we got that started, they stopped us from pushing, you know, drugs. And that's when we all really stopped selling drugs when death row came, because they had us thinking the feds watching us, you know. As far as really like the gangbang thing, you know, the reputation, I want to say, Suge, if you watching, you can't buy a reputation, bro. You got to earn that shit in society, man. You can't buy the reputation, Suge. That's why I say you fake with that shit. You can't buy no reputation. Not in Compton, Los Angeles area. You got to earn that shit, you know. And I went through a lot earning, mines. Because, I was popping people and different niggas was popping me. Thank God I wasn't killed. I'm able to sit here and talk to you about it today. But shit was happening, you know. When the change came, Suge wanted to pick whatever name ringing a bell from this neighborhood to grab them and try to, he was buying niggas, basically. He was buying niggas, trying to build a reputation, like, niggas to have love for him. But he was paying niggas that didn't know he didn't know him. I niggas don't know you and don't have love, gonna have love for you. Where that work at? That was just a good looking out tip, right? But yeah, me and my brothers was gang banged out, man. For real. You know. And Suge didn't grow up with us. After the sixth grade, he couldn't even play with us. He went to different schools and everything. Suge didn't, he wasn't playing on the blocks we was. Suge lying by him telling the people he knew all of these different people. He didn't know none of these niggas that's growing up. Growing up. He didn't know none of them. He met a lot of these cats through me and my brothers.
So Suge, he was never a street dude.
Never. Not the streets of Compton. Not the danger zone. He didn't grow up in the streets of Compton. Like he be talking about he did. That's not true neither. See, when you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Cause I was around and I'm still around. You know what I mean? I hated everything turned out the way it did, but it was a reason for it.
So was Suge a real Maparu or no?
No, not, how the code go where you got to put your work in for your hood before you be official, all that. He ain't never, ever, not one time, experienced that kind of shit. Never. He left a few years for college. He didn't make the football team. So he came back to the city and started trying to, figure out a way how they can get some change going. So they started doing security. And after that, that's when the trying to be a producer came in. But Suge didn't grow up. He wasn't, what's called jumped in. Nah, he never got jumped in and nothing. That's how much love niggas had from my brothers and us as homies in the neighborhood accepted it like that. Because originally you got to either go put some work in or you getting jumped in, or pay your way in. But he didn't have no money at the time. So everybody running around doing security, helping him with this and that. Thugs with the music artists and came together. He flipped the script. Yeah. Why you want to have almost $1 billion and want to be a gangbang? It don't add up. It don't make sense. That lets you know he wasn't no true thug out of the city. Because for one, a real nigga ain't finna just give a nigga some money to be friends with him. Not out of Compton. It don't work like that. Nigga ain't finna just give you nothing. We don't even know you like that too. Nah. That's what I'm saying. You can't buy friendships, not even relationships these days. That's where he went all bad at looking out for the wrong people.
So that whole image that Suge had was fake. With the red suits, the MOB ring, all that was fake. Wasn't real.
I mean, he was running around with a real muscle crew. you know. So he was playing his image. He wanted to be uh like the TV shows. This real reality, you know. You can't live off of movies you done seen, act out like you this macho person and ain't, you know. That's TV. That was a movie made, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Me growing up, I learned the fake and the phony. And that was some phony shit he was pulling. That's not really no man to me.
Right, right. So you was Suge Muscle, right?
Basically, yeah, because it's been many a times he was cutting corners and you needed a real soldier to be with you. He'll call me up, swoop me up. Come on, I'm gonna come and get you. I need you to go here with me. You know. So I knew what he was up to, but he was my homeboy and I was rolling with him, on the 100 tip. And when I started learning he wasn't 100 with us, when he could just meet somebody and do some certain shit for him. Hold up, Nick, we've been waiting for you to do this for us. You know, I mean, it was all bad. Um, I feel like greed played a big part of the death row system. You know what I mean? Um, Once he realized the kind of money was flowing, he forgot about everybody else, that helped him get to that position, you know. And today he paying for it. He paying for it. I don't wish bad luck on nobody, but he did a lot of wrong things and now he paying for it,
So when you say that it was things that y'all wanted Suge to do that he wouldn't do for y'all, but when he'll meet somebody new, he'll do it for them. Can you give me an example?
Right. Far as, we used to sit up, basically we was running around and the different houses, they was his houses. We wanted our own houses too, you know. Uh Certain kind of cars that was just coming out. He didn't it, he didn't get them for us. He was getting them for certain niggas he didn't even know. You know what I mean? Just trying to be on some cool shit. Like, oh, that nigga looked out for me, but he wasn't looking out for us. So it started growing animosity. Everybody was in question. Like, when this nigga steady saying he's finna do this and he gonna do this when this come, but he never got around to it.
If you don't mind me asking, how much was he paying y'all?
I mean, we was getting some, checks that, you know, um, basically if we worked a regular job, we could have been making more. You know, if we really worked a regular job, we could have been making more money. It was chicken fees. That shit really wasn't nothing. But, as far as you just moving around the city, taking different trips and all kinds of other shit, wasn't paying for shit. I mean, it really wasn't tripping it because it was always in the meetings. In the meetings, it was things were supposed to be finna change, and it was just a bunch of lies. Niggas was selling niggas dreams and shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, far as me, my neighborhood, I was surprised niggas was going for it. You know what I mean? But it lasted for as long as it did. And when everybody got to seeing the light, it was too late. Shit was already falling apart when everybody really started saying, okay, this nigga filed and he ain't doing what he supposed to do. And then, it was times certain people complained about certain things and was quitting a job, you know, was really upset with Suge. I'm surprised Suge lived through this. Keep it real with you, you know, because he was really dealing with some, you know, true thugs, man. You know, niggas like real respected in the streets. You know, you see as the crew faded away when Suge didn't have nobody that kind of people to roll around with, shit started happening to him. You know, so that lets you know he really wasn't no gangster like he act like. You know.
You was telling me about a situation with Suge. Tell me about the time where you saved Suge from getting into a fight.
Well, we had an altercation one time in the penthouse with him and Biggie over some spaghetti. Um, Kiri had made some spaghetti. And you know how men be about women and they spaghetti. If they mama didn't make the spaghetti, niggas don't eat the spaghetti. So the spaghetti sat in the refrigerator for maybe about 8 days, probably 10 days. And Biggie came over one morning, wanted something to eat, but that was all in there to eat. So he put a little bit of it in the bowl. And as he was heating it up, Suge came in and asked him why he put with his food. The altercation was escalating to where it's going to be physical, to where it become a fist fight or whatever. But I jumped in the middle of it and I stopped them from fight. And they didn't talk for a good while after that, man, because Suge really was wrong. Here you is a millionaire and you worrying about some food some motherfuckers cooked over almost 2 weeks ago. And he never even ate the spaghetti. It wasn't like Biggie was eating the last of it. The pot was full.
And who was Biggie for the people that don't know?
Biggie is one of our homeboys out of the mob. He grew up in Compton too. Yeah, because a lot of people used to get him. They used to think we was talking about Biggie Small, but nah, we talking about Biggie out of my neighborhood, out of Compton. And actually, him and Suge stayed across the street from each other.
And you said that it was a woman that made it for Suge.
Yeah, it was Keyshawn Johnson's ex-wife, Shakira. She was a beautiful person too, man.
Did Keyshawn already know what was going on, or Suge he was doing this behind Keyshawn back?
Well, actually, I believe they was already falling apart, but she was still married to him. But I believe she was in divorce mode, and she was trying to see what's going on with Suge, but Suge had a lot going on, and you could tell she was the type she wasn't looking for that. She thought things probably was gonna be a little bit different, but this nigga running around with this kind of bread, he was, we'll say he was tricking. Yeah, he was tricking. And another episode we had one time at, I believe we was at Can-Am. Y'all know Reggie from Bomb First. He was private security that night. We was all in the back rooms. Some guys tried to come in. I guess they felt like they wasn't supposed to be searched as far as coming inside, as far as entering the building or whatever. And they had an altercation about, they don't treat death row niggas like that when niggas come to their studios. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what studio y'all got? What studio y'all own? And dude said some name I never even heard of. But before I get off into it, really, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Reggie was having an altercation with the guys up front. Reggie hit me on my walkie-talkie, told me to come up to the front real fast. So I came up and he described to us like, the guys had attitude, they didn't want to be searched and all of this. And Reggie said, this guy acting like he got a gun on him. And the dude was like, man, ain't nobody come up here with no guns. But as he turned to talk to me to say this, I saw the gun. And I was talking to him till I got close enough. And as I got close enough, I reached for the gun and start swinging at the same time. So the gun fell out of his shirt. We got it. We roughed him and his buddy up real good. Got a gun off his buddy too. And street niggas gonna keep the guns. We after we get them situated and we trying to figure out where the guns is at now. Reggie then took the guns and already claimed he called the police. He turned the guns in with the niggas. We just gonna take the guns and let the niggas go, man. That's how I go with street life. But Reggie called the police on, which I felt like that was fucked up because that's snitching too. But everybody got to realize Reggie was a cop. Reggie was a cop, man. Now he on these podcasts is acting like he just gangster guy. He was the reason for death row up and going. All that shit ain't true. Reggie came at the last minute. He came maybe just right after Tupac came. He wasn't the reason why death row was making money. He was in control of the artists and different shit. Reggie is doing a lot of line on his podcasts too. That's why I never talked to him on that. I don't deal with him. They play a whole lot of games, man. But I felt like that altercation that night, Reggie didn't have to call the police on these dudes, because one of the dudes was like, man, I just got out of jail, man. They gonna 3-strike me, you know what I mean? And I'm telling them, don't trip, we finna tell these fools to let you go all the time. Reggie had the police outside in the front already. I didn't think that was cool at all, because the lifestyle we live, we don't call the police. You got to take it how it is in the street. We didn't call no police on no street altercations. But Reggie did.
What was the situation that Suge and Biggie had with the scooter? Tell me about that.
Well, we was in Miami and we had scooters we had all rented, to prevent us riding around in the cars, because Miami be traffic. The majority of everybody out there riding a scooter to get where they're going to prevent the traffic and all that. So we was on our way to lunch, and it's probably about maybe 10 of us. We had probably about 10 scooters we was riding, and Bingy was zigzagging in the middle of the traffic. And he swooped like right in front of Suge. Suge right the front brakes, and the whole scooter flipped over. And I think there was some Gucci glasses or something he had on. They went flying off. I think his earring came out. Then yeah, I know you probably saw it before, the big diamond earring he used to wear and that came out, but the nigga still had his cigar in his mouth. And as we got up, stopped the scooters and picked him up, he gave Biggie one of the coldest looks ever. If looks, that old saying, if looks could kill, that's what kind of look he gave Biggie that day,
Gotta ask you, how was it like when Pop first came to Death Row?
Well, everything was up and going, and then when Pac came, you know, it kind of pumped the step up a little bit, you know, uh, not because he hadn't even done no music yet. He was just really running around with everybody for the moment. When Suge them first got him out and brought him back to LA, he was running around with everybody for a minute. And at that particular time, he was sharp, man. He was, out of all the time we hanged out, he kept a notebook and pen. And the different things we was going through during the days, you could tell he was writing certain shit that he was writing shit down all day. And before you know it, he done wrote a whole album. He was sharp as a motherfucker, man. You know, he came with that album so fast. I think he owed the Suge like 2 albums. He hurry up did that shit. And I think he was finna start his own label. I believe he's about to start his own label. You know, he was finna shake Death Row. But he was gonna do a Death Row East, but Suge wanted his name to be on every motherfucking thing, and Pac wasn't feeling that. He wasn't feeling that. He was finna do his own thing. But when he first came, though, we was doing a whole lot already. We was having, good times for real. Uh, for me to say, for us not to really have that kind of money, we was living a lifestyle for us not to even really have that kind of money. But everybody wanted that kind of money. We was living like that, and it was like, okay, say for instance, what if the money Suge put into Pac didn't work out? That would have been some money he could have helped the homies out with. Everybody started looking at different shit like that. You know what I mean? Even like with the Snoop Dogg trial, he didn't know if Snoop and Malik was going to be found innocent. What if they would have been found guilty? That would have been millions of dollars he wasted and couldn't get back from out of them. So everybody was in suspicion of he doing all of this and doing all of that and ain't helping the people he supposed to be.
And y'all was showing up to court when Snoop was on trial, right? How was that like?
I mean, it was real tensional, man, because the boy who got killed, he had people loved him too, and here it is. It was what made it like not difficult, but not really life threatening, but it was an endangering because these are two different neighborhoods. It's animosity, and Suge is involving our neighborhood with it. Our neighborhood didn't have nothing to do with Snoop and Malik did that day. But as they started going to court, they was on bail, started going to court. I believe IVCs or schoolyards, they was coming to the courthouse. Like one time they was up there so deep, man, Suge and them had to call me, to gather up a crew and get to the courthouse real fast. Because the people was out there waiting on Snoop and Malik to come out. But Suge figuring like they his artists and he got to protect them. So that's what he was doing. He would call me every time it's some strange don't seem right. He'd call me, man, get a crew, slide through here. It was just too much. That's why I've been trying to catch up with Snoop Dogg so I can have a conversation with him. I still talk to C-Style. I haven't seen dads are corrupt since back then. I still keep up with the realists, you know, far as that, I haven't seen uh Danny Boy and all the rest of them. I hear they all back over at Death Row right now though. So I'll be able to catch up with them if that's true. I hear Snoop trying to bring them all back to Death Row. Everybody that Suge dogged out was on Death Row. Snoop bringing them back. So I hear they were supposed to be doing some compilation or they're finna try to do a reunion record, some they supposed to be doing. I wish it worked out for them, because out of all the work and money Death Row made, Suge could have treated everybody fair. Just be fair, man. Being greedy, you see what the greed got him. All he had to do is just be fair.
Yeah, that's real talk. But I want to backtrack to Pac, right? When he was on death row, was Mob James around?
No, no, James met Pac from coming towards the neighborhood or different when we did different functions at the clubs or you know um, different release parties or whatever. But far as the death row scene, James had already been fired. He wasn't working there no more. But like he said in his interview, he was still getting a check.
What was he fired for?
Well, he was a party animal. It was a lot of times he didn't make it to work, do different shit he was supposed to, because they used to drink a lot, man. And the kind of money that he was getting, it was like everybody knew he drank. So it always accumulated a crowd to his house. They'd shoot by his house. And once they start drinking, he ain't finna make it to work. So they fired him. And a little bit after that, Tupac came. And things started growing. A lot of shit started changing. When Tupac came, I feel like me personally, my thoughts, I feel like Snoop Dogg might have been a little jealous the attention that Suge was giving Tupac. Because at the beginning, Snoop was getting that attention. But when Tupac came, it was like more of Suge and Pac rolling now and not Snoop and Suge. So they start fading back a little bit, man, and different rumors start coming out, and they was good for making one don't like the other. Suge them had that shit bad, When they don't like you no more, they try to turn everybody else against you. So that kind of shit started happening. And Snoop stopped coming around for a minute,
So Suge, he was trying to turn people against Snoop.
Well, to my knowledge, I feel like, at the particular time, he had broke Dre and Snoop up, then Snoop and Tupac. Every time it was some Suge turned out that he didn't like, he'll try to turn everybody else against that person. So I feel back then, what we call was bitch. That was real bitch. If we all homies and grew up together and y'all two had a disagreement, that's y'all two. You don't bring it to the rest of the crew and try to turn everybody against that person you just got into it with. That was real bitch fi to me, and if you a man, you're gonna address the issue, or what we call, you're gonna take the fade and have a drink out of it. You know what I'm saying? If you win, lose, or draw, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna get it in, get it over with, hug, and then go have a drink together. If it was a misunderstanding, they got it out the way. But um over the times, it was like I watched it grow from the take the head ups to Nick sneaking and killing. You know, that's what tore the whole east side up, and multi-million dollar business industry up. You know, um, and first 5, 10 years, Death Row was the hottest thing on the chart. You know, it was it was too much money for Suge to really handle. So that's what I believe. It was too much money for him. He didn't know how to act. So after the money came, the true colors came too. You know, because ain't nowhere in the world I'm gonna try to talk one of my other friends into killing one of my other friends, or, you know, all of that. I ain't never been with that kind of shit. I believe that's why a lot of this shit turned out the way it did. Why they say God don't like ugly. Yeah.
Did you see anything personally that showed that Snoop he was jealous of Pac?
Well, I, you know, it was just not really me saying he was like just jealous, but the demeanor, the demeanor of his character changed at that particular time, because he used to be up and, you know, not say excited, but he was hyper more than what he was when Pac came. He started fading away, started bagging out, like, you know, and for me to sit here and say, it was like when Suge tried to turn us against Snoop, we didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? It was times he tried to send us over there to ruin certain things for Snoop and Snoop family. But once we learned like when one time, man, I swear to you, they tried to send us over to, I believe it was Snoop's mother getting married. And they wanted us to, go the wedding up, some disturbances at the wedding. And I was like, you know what, man? We ain't finna do no shit like this, and we bound stop, you know. And that's what I say, this nigga don't care about nobody, you know. Come on, man, why would you want to ruin somebody's special day in their life? That wasn't cool, you know. That wasn't cool at all, you know. But anyway, like I said, I ain't gonna say Snoop Dogg was jealous, but his whole demeanor changed. He changed, man. He was on some. You know how men read men. You could see the change within a person. He stopped popping up at certain things. Like for instance, the night of the shooting in Vegas. You know, if it wasn't no small grudge or animosity, Snoop Dogg would have been there with everybody. Snoop and them wasn't there. You know, if it really wasn't no issue, why you wasn't there? You sitting at home chilling. When they got the call that Pac got shot, and then he say they hit the road, came to Vegas. What you gonna take the rifle if didn't already had happened? We was there when it happened, and they didn't let us get through. So he should have knew he wasn't gonna be able to get through.
So y'all was in Vegas. Take me through that. Like, how was that like when Pac got shot?
Well, actually, we was in the parking lot at the beginning at the MGM, and then when they told us they only had so many tickets, we left the MGM and we went to the clubhouse. And as we was getting things together at the club, um, and we was opening up because we didn't make the fight, so we went to open the club up, and time was going by. It was people coming from everywhere to this club, and we had the club going. By the time they called and told us that what happened with the shooting, I mean, man, you wouldn't believe it. The club was off the chain. We were charging $100 a head that night. I mean, the club was packed out. We got the call. We tried to go see what was up. They say they wouldn't let nobody through for the investigation. We went back to the club, and the next day, I believe we all bounced back to Compton. They were saying he was gonna be okay. A day later, 2 days later, they said he died. I was like, what? Wait a minute, he was just okay. Now he died. It was just so much going on, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, he died a week later, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A couple of days later, it was over, and that shocked the world right there. It was like you seeing it all over the news, hearing it on the radio, throughout different people's neighborhoods. Everybody asking questions because they knowing we was from the mob, and everybody asking us questions. So I couldn't answer those questions because I wasn't in the entourage that night when they left the fight, coming to the club. You know, so I really couldn't say what kind of car it was, did the shooting. I wasn't, we knew from the rumors. You know how fast rumors get around. We learned from the rumors what had happened, and then especially some gang banging. That shit get around fast.
So in real time, when Pac got shot, what did y'all hear? In real time, when it actually happened?
Well, actually, we heard that a car pulled up, started shooting at Suge and Pop, the car, the Impala they was in. And some people saying Buntry jumped out shooting at the niggas. He didn't get a chance to shoot at nobody. So that was a lie, you know what I mean? These niggas and Suge ran over the divider, Buntry ran over the divider. Those aluminum rims, they bent right up. So after you bent them, you can't drive off no more. So they had to wait for the cars to be towed and all that other shit. And then they got to the club. We all went in the back room, talked about what happened, and we shook Vegas.
So y'all tried to get into the hospital, but they wouldn't let y'all in.
Right. Well, actually, we went to the scene where everything had jumped off at, and then it was all taped off. And I was looking for my brother, and they saying that they had all left and went to the hospital. So when we got to the hospital, they had that blocked off where can't nobody, so we went back to the clubhouse. And maybe an hour or two later, Suge and them came to the clubhouse. We went in the back, talked about everything, and, it was like, that moment, it changed a whole lot, because the whole world was on this nigga, man. They loved it, this dude.
You being cool with Trayvon Lane, what did he tell you personally about what happened at the MGM Grand?
Well, actually, Trey only mentioned, that's one of them niggas who, was with the niggas when they rushed him at the mall. And when he said that, I guess Pac was just like, well, fuck it, we finna rush him. And that's why you see in the video, he walked off fast, that little stroll he had. And next thing you know, it was a fight in the casino. They stumped the boy out. And with niggas in Compton, you got to expect a nigga trying to get back at you, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got too many niggas gonna just accept you jumping on them, you know? So I guess he went and got his uncle, Keefy D, and a few other niggas and came back, But I really believe they was there with them or just didn't help the boy or something, But they left, came back with a gun and popped on the niggas who rushed him.
Did you know Orlando?
Well, far as not, I had his different homeboys, that I was cool with, Snake, Fink, Glencoe Cav, Dame. It was a lot of niggas that was from over Lil Avery. It was a lot of cats I knew from over out of South Side, growing up. That we didn't let gang banging come between our relationships. Everybody was still cool, and when it happened in Vegas, that separated everything,
And you believe everything Trayvon Lane told you, right?
Right. I mean, it wasn't like he really whispered nothing in his ear though. All he was saying, they was walking and talking, and he mentioned that was one of the niggas that rushed me, tried to take my chain. And Pac took the initiative to, I guess, feel like they rushed his homeboy, so they finna rush him, because at that particular time, with the crew he was running around with, he was mobbing himself. He started really mobbing, claiming our neighborhood, and so I guess those type of altercations probably made him feel like he would be more efficiently from the clique if he was putting work in with the clique, because he really didn't have to do that, because everybody had done accepting him too, and if me, far as business wise, Suge shouldn't have never let him get involved in that type of altercation, it was, they was making more money than that, and look what happened, that one episode shut the whole shit down. It went bad for Pac and went bad for Suge too.
Yeah, you have a lot of people that blame Suge for that, for having Tupac around that environment.
Yeah, man. I feel, you know, um, if this is a multi-million-dollar artist, why put him in jeopardy or watch him try to prove himself, you know, into gang activity at that particular time? If you business orientated and this is somebody that's making you that kind of money, you should never involve with some bullshit. That was all some bullshit. No matter how you look at it, it was some bullshit. But Tupac being Pac, he trying to show he was down. He was with this. And pick some niggas that wasn't accepting, being jumped on, A lot of niggas out of Compton, we call it, they gonna ride for theirs. And that's what them niggas did that night. They rolled for Orlando getting stumped out, you know.
So you look at it as probably being loyal.
Basically, he was just showing he was down, and then at the same time, he rolling around with a monster crew. You know, I ain't gonna say untouchable. Everybody could be touched, but the entourage, the crew we had was strong and solid as a rock, my nigga. You know, and it was like the people see the movement and was what getting out the way, you know, because you got a smashing crew with nothing but niggas been in prison 10 and 15 years already. They out running around, you know, on swole. Come on, man. You see a bunch of niggas got over 18-inch arms, 21-inch arms, and motherfuckers was getting out the way, man. And Suge knew he had a strong entourage. So he went into that punk everybody mode, you know. But it caught up with him. You know, it all caught up with him. You know, because by him allowing Pac to even act out like that, you know, look what it cost him. Everything. And it's crazy because all the niggas you dogged out got your studio. I mean your business now. You know. And I truly believe, you know, the mysterious ways kicked in for that to really happen. You know. He got too greedy.
Right, right. And speaking of Pac, right? Mob James, where does this deep hate for Pac come from?
Well, I feel like from the rumors people was making saying Pac did this to James, and that didn't happen. You know, I'm gonna say this, you know, James might have told, but niggas know he wasn't scary. You know, he probably told, but if you approach him on some bullshit, he probably gonna plug you. You know, he one of them kind of niggas. He just fucked up and told. You know what I mean? He far from being, you know, scared. You know, he still, you know, got street in him, but he fucked up and he told. So he had to live with that. But, you know, them saying Tupac, two-piece James, nah, that didn't never happen. You know, I never seen or heard of that. You know what I mean? So a lot of fabrication is going on with these podcasts and everybody trying to grow some attention, you know, or get some hits or whatever, but that didn't ever happen.
What you think about the rumor that, Mob James, he was mad that Pac didn't shout him out on To Live and Die in LA?
I think that was made up too, money. You know, there's a lot of different homies that was even in the circle that Pac didn't shout out. You know, I guess the people he did you see, it was a lot of different people he probably named, and Suge and them probably had him they probably edited those certain people names out. You know what I'm saying? James probably was one of them names in it, but you know, Suge and James wasn't really getting along, so he probably had him to edit that part out. You know, he didn't say my name in it. He didn't say my name in it either. I wasn't upset. You know, maybe uh maybe a month after they did that song, he asked me about doing a Black Jesus song. I didn't think they was gonna come up with it fast as they did, but they did. Him and Outlaws, you know. searching for Black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like I'm better because Pac made a song about me instead of somebody else. Nah, we wasn't like that. You know, we had homeboys that rap. You know what I mean? I felt was rougher than Snoop and them crew back then. You know, but Suge never put our homeboys' music out. You know, we had rappers, niggas come out of my neighborhood. We had uh niggas sang R&B. You know, Suge would have them in the studios, but never would put none of their music out. You know, a lot of our homies was upset about that too at the time. You know, he was like, he putting all these niggas music out and they ain't putting none of ours out. What's up? You know, they were spending time in the studio, but as far as with the Tupac thing, man, the nigga was sharp. He stayed in the studios when times you wouldn't think he'd be up in there. You know, give him some weed, some coffee, he good. Middle of the night, they drink their little liquor and be on all night. We leave 5, 6, 7 in the morning. He'd be right back in there at 10, 11 o'clock. Yeah, so I think Suge was really wrong for allowing him to get in the middle of some shit like that, though. You know, because it cost him his life, man.
Yeah. So Black Jesus, that was about you?
Well, no, actually, when Pac um when he had first came, when he first got out of jail, and then they brought him to LA, and he was introduced to the different homies who was, because we was all up at the office, Death Row office, when they brought him back. And, you know, he came in and started learning different names of the homies, and he was like, it was something about my name. He loved the name Black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And I used to fuck him up because I used to tell him with a G, you know, not a J, it's with a G, you know. And I used to always say, I ain't God, but I make shit happen, right? And he took a liking to a nigga, man. And Suge them didn't want him fucking with me. They didn't want him to fool with me at all. Telling him I'm gonna get him killed. One time he told me what they said, and I told him they the ones gonna get you killed. And look who, he in the car with Suge and got killed.
Yup. So Suge, he was trying to keep Pac away from you.
Yeah, as far as hanging out, you know, like say if we going somewhere and they need the muscle, it's cool, we can hang then. But when Pac wanted to do his own thing or come to the neighborhood by himself to fuck around with me, and Suge them would tell him, nah, don't go fucking with Jesus like that. He gonna get you killed. I guess they felt like I was the wild one, but it wasn't that I was wild. I already knew everybody from Crip size to blood size. You know what I mean? I knew the whole LA and Compton. You know, it was like niggas didn't know Suge. That's why I told him, you gonna get killed fucking with him, you know? And that's what happened. You know, we went out to Atlanta, you know, Miss Shakora Finney, she asked who came out with us. Suge named everybody who came, and they immediately came. Tupac's sister came to the car to get me, and she told me her mother wanted me to come inside. So when I came in, you know, she embraced me. You know how real Black women be. You know, she offered me everything. Then we started talking. She mentioned a few times her son talked to her about me, and she knew about the song they was making with my name and everything. And I don't really think Suge liked the way she talked to me more than she talked to him after. she learned who was all in the car. I don't really think he liked it that, you know, because after we had dinner at her house, we chilled a minute, and then we wound up leaving, and we were supposed to be going back the next day, but we didn't. And I was asking, sure, I thought we was going back by Phoenix, kick it with her before, we supposed to been staying a week, at least 3 to 4 days, but we went that night, that day of the funeral, and that night we left. After we left Feeney House, we went to our hotel. That morning we was back on the plane. When we really were supposed to been staying for 4 to 5 days.
Wow. So Afeni, she ain't like Suge.
Me, honestly, to tell you the truth, I ain't gonna say my thoughts are strange, but my true inner feelings, I don't think she did either. I truly believe she don't. She didn't, rather, when she was alive. I don't think she had no type of feelings for him.
Did you know Big Jake?
Yeah, from the West Side, you know. Um, I knew Jake a long time before this death row, you know. Um, when Jake came to the scene, uh, I guess, he had the size, the street mentality, um, and he was with a thing we call with the business, right? So they put Jake on the team, and um, I don't know if it was something about what was going on. Suge, he started doing sneaky. So this one particular time, it was crazy because him and Jake, and I think the security went out of state somewhere. They went out of town, and that next morning we heard Jake got killed at a club or some you know. And it was going out here, or it was some that was real strange because, when you got homies and you involved doing certain things, you gonna do certain things behind your homeboy, you know. But it wasn't like no type of retaliation. It was some just like pretty much seemed like to me swept under the carpet type, you know. Um, and a lot of others had stopped liking Suge when that happened too. A lot of motherfuckers from out of the West Side, even our own homeboys. Everybody was skeptical of what happened, how this happened, and they were saying that Suge got into it with somebody. If Suge was the one really into it with somebody, why, Jake was the one got shot. Everybody was in question. So I don't know. No, I don't believe Suge got shot that night. He got shot on another altercation out of state somewhere. Because at first they was trying to say he had got shot that night too, but I don't think Suge got shot that night. Only Jake. But Jake was a real solid cat, man. And he never changed. He never changed. He always was the same nigga no matter what, you know what I mean? See, me watching my homeboys, my brothers, Suge, different niggas, like the majority of cats out of the circle was still solid. Suge really was the only one that changed. You know, when the money started coming, oh shit, it was like he really don't need niggas now. You know, he started doing different shit, wasn't paying niggas on time. Niggas had bills too. Niggas had kids, you know. I was telling him back then, you know, when at one point I had to tell the nigga the money I'm getting ain't enough. You know, probably at that time I might have had maybe probably 12. I probably had about 12 kids around that time. I got 17 now. You know what I mean? So I probably had about like 12 kids. And, you know, when I was working my real job and they pulled me from that to death row, I had to tell the nigga I wasn't making nothing. So he was giving me a little extra change on the side. You know what I mean? And I didn't really too much complain about it because it still really wasn't cutting it. It was, niggas still had like those certain hustles going on to make ends meet when we all the time waiting on Suge to fix it. And he never did, you know what I mean? So when niggas started looking at him to do better, start happening, you know, because we had the Death Row crew out of the different things we was learning, we started becoming aware of the sneaky shit we was doing. Suge had insurance on the whole employee system. And that was basically all of his homeboys. Allegedly, we was his homeboys. But he had insurance policies on everybody. So, yeah, different things started happening. And we used to wonder, okay, is this nigga cashing out on this nigga because he just got killed? Cash out on this nigga, he just got killed. You know, you probably seen it one time that James and Reggie had a little episode where they put a newspaper clipping with about 6 or 7 of our homeboys was killed. Everybody was killed within a certain period of time. You know, we was all wondering, man, like what is going on? What's up? You know, and I used to always tell them, man, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because every time somebody he got into it with, he tried to turn everybody else against that person. You know, or it'd be some type of a rumor accumulate where this person heard about this person said this and that person, when it really wasn't like that. It was just a messy ass nigga starting shit. You know, that's why I say, you know, he wasn't never cut out to be gangster, man. Never.
Yeah, that's crazy to hear, man. So Suge, he had everybody on life insurance, everybody, the artists in his muscle.
Yeah, on all employees. The death row. You know what I mean? On artists too. They all was doing it, you know. Puff Daddy, Baby. They all was having back then was getting insurance on their artists, you know, because once upon a time it was like it was a rumor the artist is more important, more they making more with them being dead than alive, some shit, you know.
Right, right. So I gotta ask you, how was the relationship between Mob James and Buntry?
I mean, like I said, we was all brothers, you know, and it was nothing that Buntry or me wouldn't do for James. Like I say, James to me was the spoiled brother, you know. Um, he was the only one really can get away with a lot with my mother. You know, because my mother, she really didn't play the games, period. But something about James was always, he could get away with her, you know. But far as our relationships, we, you know, Buntry had his crew of homeboys he with. I had my crew of homeboys I dealt with, and James had his. But we was all homies though. But throughout the days, I'm talking with my partners, and he, Buntry dealing with his, James dealing with his. You know, I didn't really understand what the issue was with my brother. Um, I guess feel like uh, he should have been getting more respect out of the city that me and Buntry was or something. I'm not sure, but it was just something about every time we was in the same circle, it was a argument between them two about something, you know. But, Buntry was a type that didn't want to be in them type of altercations with his brother. So when James started, he just gone down the other end of the block or stand across the street or something, going about his business, getting away, you know what I mean? But it wasn't really like um, hatred. Not that I thought, because after what happened with me and James, I was used to wonder, like, damn, well, do this nigga really like hate us or what, you know? But Buntry just didn't put up with James. You know, James wasn't able to treat Buntry like he was treating different niggas, and maybe that kind of grew on him a little bit. That, I guess he feel like maybe just by him being older or whatever, niggas is supposed to look up to him. But it don't work like that in the city, you know. You is who you is, And because like me growing up, the episodes, different altercations I got in, I never went home to get my brothers. No, it didn't go like that, you know. So I don't know why James had the animosity that he had toward us, you know. But, when you grow up with a person so long, you know how to deal with them. We just like don't even worry about what he going through. Let him be on what he on.
Respectfully, gotta ask you, Buntry getting killed. From your point of view, what happened?
Well, it was real strange to me, because that morning, me, Hen Dog, and I believe it was Steve-O, we just had left Buntry house. Buntry was in the house sleep from being out all night that night. And it was probably like 7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning when we left Buntry house. And he told me, lock the front door, and he'll see us up at the office around afternoon time. Now, we leaving Compton, going to the death row office. When we got there, they called and said Buntry had got killed. I'm like, me personally, I'm saying that's some bullshit because I just left my brother. He at the house sleep. But all the time, we had another homeboy that Buntry was fucking with named Tie Stick. I don't know what he said to Buntry, whatever, to get him up, but he got him up and out the house. And then after Buntry got killed and we contact him, He was supposed to be coming by my mother's house, you know, and never showed up. So we started thinking strange. Like this nigga said he was coming. Like, what's going on? You know? And the rumors, the rumors had started from that. You know, this nigga helped the niggas get Bunchy. They used him to get Bunchy out the house and all this old extra shit. And then a few years later, he got killed over in Colorado. Well, actually, he died. Some shit went on with him, and he died. So it wasn't like no type of get back with him. I went to Colorado looking for him. I did. I can't lie to you. I did, but the nigga wind up. I don't know. I think he overdosed or some shit. Wind up. I guess he probably started smoking dope because he knew he fucked up. Can't never come back to Compton, California no more. You know. So whatever happened, you know, he had the wrong shit to use or something. I think he overdosed.
Wow, so that's what happened.
That's what happened. They used the nigga to get Buntry out the house.
And you was telling me that you seen Suge in pictures with the guy that killed Butchery.
I seen him on the picture. The niggas, the far as from the rumors, you know how they saying, oh, such and such supposed to kill Woo. Okay, right after that, I seen Suge and Bobby and all of them on pictures together with Lil Reggie, all of them, with this one particular cat that the rumor was about, you know, and everything started going like once I knew about it, they stopped trusting me. Wasn't coming around me like that no more. Was getting real secretive. Didn't want me to know where they was going and what studio they might hit. All the studios started changing. They was in different shit then, you know. But my mother, she had me to promise her I didn't lose my life by killing Suge, taking Suge life. So I promised her, you know, I'm trying to respect my mom's and shit, but Suge just started having it real bad, man. You know, like real bad. You know, the karma started like just immediately catching up with him. You know, the different people he was really so-called caring about and love was dying. You know, Left Eye died, Suge Moms died. You probably heard Whack 100 speaking on that. Somebody had to give Suge the money to bury his moms and all that. Yeah. So,
Do you know the guy named that killed Butchery?
well, actually, I can't say the name because I don't really like, I didn't see it. I don't, you know, like I was telling you, by us hearing the rumors, the rumors was leading to different people, you know. Uh, if I knew exactly, would not be on the show today, you know, because the love I had, me and my brother shared, you know what I mean? Because I know one thing, he'll do it for me. But God showed us a better way, you know.
So who was you looking for when you went to Colorado?
The cat Tie Stick. His name was Tie Stick. He was a little dude Buntry was cool with, you know.
And he's the one that got him out
And
the house.
yeah, all the time he was cool with the niggas who they blaming, you know. So we figure like, okay, they use him to get to him, you know, because it wasn't that simple. Just getting at a nigga like that because the majority of the time is 3 to 4 niggas in it and rolling together majority of the time, you know. So yeah, so they use him to get Buntry out the house. They stopped at a gas station. Nick pulled up, you know, killed my brother.
Before we get off of Buntry, right? Is it true that he was having relations with Keefe D wife?
Yes, his wife. And in Keefe D podcast, is he talking like all that tough shit? He never came to Buntry's. Like I was telling you, you know, when he heard about what was happening, and I guess he wanted to see for himself, what he described, he was parked down the street from my mama house, from Buntry house. You know what I mean? He was parked down the street. He ain't parked right across the street and all this from my mama house. He'd have been killed. You can't just park in front of somebody's house in Compton and you from the other side. It didn't happen like that.
Yeah, and you was telling me that you feel like Keefe D, he had a tracker on his wife phone?
If not, if I mean, okay, well, you know, when they first started coming, KVD wives first started coming around, you know, we used to be at a different location. But then when she got involved with my brother and started, you know, her and her little girlfriend start coming to my brother's house, you know, I feel like if he didn't have a tracker, he had somebody that knew everything was going on, you know, because it was a time I guess he was trying to catch up with her and she wasn't answering. And he came over, I guess, to the neighborhood and seen her car at my brother's house. And I don't know if he sat down the street and waited for her or whatever, but he never parked no right by my brother's house, you know, because we got cameras, we had cameras and everything then too, you know, so he lied about that part. And when he became to know it was true, uh, he jumped on her, you know, you know, and she came right back and told everything that happened, you know, because I believe she must have been sweet on my brother because she came right back and told him everything that happened. So, you know, we was putting things together to keep an eye out to see what was going on, but he really wasn't cut out to be watching out for her, you know what I mean? He wasn't like this super crip, you know what I mean? Because it was a lot of his, like he said, you know, he had a few niggas that was from my neighborhood that was getting shit from him. But he wasn't cool with all of these different cats. His homeboys was. His homeboys had built different relationships with me and my homeboys, you know. Um, but he didn't have no few niggas. He had probably one nigga out of my neighborhood that was fucking with him like that. He didn't have no few niggas was over there doing this and doing that. Nah. Mm-mm. No. We was cool from low riding and you know, niggas got clean cars and shit like that. You know, it really wasn't like we was growing up gang banging really against each other. We knew where everybody was from. They was from that side, we was from the other side, you know, and it was like competition. This neighborhood got clean cars, so shit, we was trying to outdo the niggas who had the cleanest cars. So we started putting cars together.
Right, right. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So Keefe D, his wife, she came back and told Buntry that he was hitting on her.
Yeah, he found out about her fooling around with him. and he jumped on her. I think the nigga broke her jaw or her nose or some shit behind it. I'm like, he ain't never approached my brother saying nothing.
What was the incident that happened in Mississippi where Suge chain got stolen?
Oh man. Oh man. I guess that night, that day rather, um, he must have deserved it. You know what I mean? Because we was in a store shopping, getting us some outfits. Suge took his chain off because he was trying on different type of shirts and he set his chain on a counter. And as I was, you know, searching for a certain size of pants and I'm looking up, you know how certain stores got them bells and when you come in the door, the bell make the little noise. Okay, I looked at the door. There was a little dude. He came in. He walked past the counter, and I seen him when he looked down, and I was like, "What? Oh, he looking at Suge chain." I was watching him, and as he was walking by, he was looking around the store to see where everybody was at, and the position was like, well, nobody really close to the counter. We was all in the back of stores checking out different shirts and pants. And the nigga, I seen him when he grabbed the chain and took off running out the store. And as I was running toward the door, I'm hearing the nigga screaming, running through the parking lot, start the car, start the car. And they took off, and after that chain, Suge never bought another one like that one, because I think that one cost him a pretty penny. Because he never came back with a, nigga get you for your shit. You're going to come back one either bigger or the same shit. He didn't come back with one like that. So there was a lot of shit going on. He deserved it, man.
Why you say he deserved it, yo?
I mean, far as, you know, you know, being raised and having the type of parents that we had, it was always about you got to treat people how you want to be treated. And Suge wasn't treating the people right, you know. So all the little side slick shit was happening to him. I feel like he really deserved it because he really wasn't fair with the right people. And everybody just wanted they share, you know what I mean? He could have gave Nick they share and everything could have probably been still going on today with Death Row. But that greed kicked in. He was greedy, you know. And I guess he felt like if he gave niggas the money, then niggas gonna think of something else to do and stop fucking with him. But that's what wound up happening anyway.
What was the situation between Terry Carter and Suge?
Well, it was like I feel if you this macho guy and you a gangster, what you calling yourself, why not park the car and talk to some niggas about whatever going on? Suge was by himself because, like I said, a lot of the homies had stopped running around with him. So he had to ride over there by himself, and whatever altercation broke out between him and Bone, uh, Bone struck him a few times. Suge panicked, which we call scared mode. He panicked and threw the car and reversed, not even knowing it's people behind you, man. You know what I mean? And Terry Carter so happened to be one of those people. And everybody had mad love, major love for Terry Carter. A lot of homies on the east side and west side got low riding from those old school cats. We started watching them build cars and we started it. and um Terry was real respected, my nigga. Suge didn't even really know Terry, and from the way they described it to me, as far as Bone bombing on him and he ducking out and throwing the car in reverse, that's some scary shit that we consider in Compton. Because if you all Pirus, Bloods, whatever you is, a nigga gonna jump out and take the head up fade, you know. But he threw the car in reverse and ducked out. He didn't even look back. You know what they say? You gotta look back before you bag up, right? He didn't look back and kill somebody. Ran a nigga over, man. And the nigga he ran over was important to the people in Compton. That's why I say, God was working on him. He had an altercation. He was in Vegas, had a car crash, knocked all his grill out. Then things had changed for him so much. He wound up trying to go out on a motorcycle scene, and some things was going on. I guess he dissed a little dude or whatever, and had some more our younger homies to rush the dude he was talking to, and the little dude wasn't having it, and went and got a pipe or something and hit that nigga over his motherfucking head. You know what I mean? See, you can't just think because the size you are or whatever, everybody is gonna be intimidated. They say the bigger you are, the harder you fall. That's shit for real. The little dude, they roughed him up, and I guess he wasn't going out like that. And grabbed a piece of pipe or something and slid right back up on the Suge and whacked him over his motherfucking head. That's why you saw him sitting there. He was asleep. He was asleep. So, after all the true cats he had, where niggas couldn't get that close to him, ain't around no more. Now look at all the shit happening to him.
Yeah, he got knocked out by the dude Bone too, huh?
Well, Bone didn't knock him out. He gave him a few good shots, but the little nigga who knocked him out, his name is Greg. I met the nigga from the motorcycle scene. He was in the motorcycle club. I was in the motorcycle club, and throughout the events, we was bumping heads with each other. And I don't know if they probably felt like, was it gonna be anything behind him knocking Suge out? But I used to, my neighborhood we don't even fool around with Suge no more. Everybody is on some that nigga ain't right type of shit. So everybody stopped fooling around with him. So he had to go to a younger and younger generation of guys and deal with them. And then as they start seeing the different ways he had, he really didn't have nobody to roll around with him no more.
Was you in New York with Suge the week of the Vegas shooting?
No, we a few of us were already in Vegas waiting on them to come because they supposed to have been flying from New York to Vegas. But we wind up leaving Death Row office when they was in New York because man, I forget his name. Dr. Sabi rode with us from Death Row to Vegas because he was trying to get Suge to sponsor him on a medical facility. I guess he wanted to open up his own clinic or something. And he was trying to get Suge to, to sponsor him, help him out with some change to get it going. And Suge was planning like he was going to help him do it, but never did it. Because he stayed with us about 4 days in Vegas. And then I guess he seen Suge was really on some bullshit, tell him he going to talk to him about it and never get around to talking to him about it. But steady doing other shit. So he wound up bouncing out. And it was kind of strange. Like a little while after that, he died. That was crazy then. He wound up dying. Then it was like, is this like bad luck or what? Because everybody was around was dying. Him and Left Eye had a little altercation. She left, went to Honduras. 2-3 days later, she called, crying, screaming. Kind of find out she ran over a kid. Suge and them went out there. I guess they paid for the funeral of the little boy or whatever, helped the family out or whatever, and then she stayed. And the very next Friday, she was killed in a car crash. 1 week later, she died.
And they was involved, right? Her and Suge.
Yeah. Yes. Suge was it was crazy because a lot of them really wasn't paying attention to what Suge was doing. A lot of them females had them diamond chains on with that SKG in them. That shit meant like Suge Knight Girl. And he had probably 6 or 7 of them had the chain with that emblem, They probably just felt, he probably described to them what it meant because they was wearing them. There was quite a few of them wearing them.
So every female that had one of them chains was one of Suge girls.
Yeah, that's what they was affiliated with. He allegedly was doing the most for,
What was the issue between Suge and Dre?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know. Dre was doing some things, man, to help get there for going too. Suge wasn't, he wasn't paying him, man. He wasn't being fair. You know what I mean? So I guess Dre started taking into correct consideration to where, this nigga ain't being right either. He's talking about Easy. He ain't being right himself. And like I told you, the money started rolling in, and out the clear blue, he wind up, I guess, trying to strike a nerve towards Dre or something, and wind up, Misha Lay was his girl, became his girl. It was like, this thing is really on some bold type of shit, But in a sense, I feel like she was wrong too. She should have stuck it out with her man. You know what I mean? Because look what happened to Suge, and look at Dre right now. Jimmy told Dre to let Suge have it. And told him, man, just give me 2 years with you and I'll make you a billionaire. It took a little longer than 2 years, but now Dre is a billionaire. So I know Misha Lay feeling like, she fucked up. She should have stuck it out with her man. You know what I mean? He was sticking it out with her. A lot of females look at the grass greener over there right now. So they put themselves out there and come to find out it was bad decision.
And you would be with Suge when he would be with Miss LA, right?
Yeah, I used to be in the car with him when he used to go to her place, and you know, he doing his little sneaky episodes, run in and run out type of. You know, I used to be with him on quite a few altercations when he was dipping and dabbing with the different chicks. You know, because he knowing I ain't gonna let a nigga, one of the females, if they had a man or whatever, I ain't gonna just let a nigga come in the house on them or whatever. You know, so he used to keep a nigga who he knew had the fire in him with him at those times of the night.
So when Suge was messing around with her, was Dre still on death row?
Yeah, he was already leaving. Because I believe he had figured it out about the sneaking shit was going on. You know, he kind of figured it out, but Suge kind of really started acting funny and treating Dre different when he wound up getting the girl anyway.
Yeah, I heard, man. I heard Suge had a thing for messing with other dudes' girls. So
Yeah, he had that bad. He had that real bad, Every female he felt like too cute to be with a certain guy, he would want her. And most females was going for that shit, and then they find themselves being used, you know what I mean? Because there'd be a time they won't see him no more. He'll keep selling them dreams. I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna have them pick you up, and all the time, he was just lying. He had different females probably getting dressed, waiting on him to come get them, and never show up. Wind up at another female house.
tell me about the situation where y'all was at the studio and some dudes came up there from 60s.
Yeah, that's what we was talking about earlier when I was telling you about Reggie. He had called me up to the front, and the guy had the gun, and I grabbed the gun and started swinging on him, and the gun fell. They picked it up. Then his buddy tried to run out. He couldn't get out the doors because the doors was you had to buzz yourself in and out. And we roughed him up too and took the gun from him. And that's why I was telling you Reggie had got the guns and called the police. And we was asking him, why you call the police on him? You know what I mean? And the time we was saying, nah, man, we ain't finna do that. We had untied him and was finna let him go. And the police was in the front already. Reggie brought him in on him.
Tell me about the time where, you had Ray J and, his mom and Brandy pulled him back from signing with Death Row.
Well, he had been spending a lot of time up there with Suge, and different homies. We was all, and I don't know if it was something about the contract. Brandy must have had somebody, or probably his mom, maybe, probably had some attorneys go over the contract or something, and something wasn't right. And they came and got him, and like, nah, this ain't finna happen. So Ray J still was cool with everybody, but they put him on a whole nother lane, and it wasn't death row, you know what I'm saying? Because they grabbed him fast from Suge. Real fast.
And you said Brandy and her mom was, the main ones pulling him back, right?
Yeah, that's his family. They was in control of everything, and I guess they wasn't finna see her little brother, and her mom wasn't finna see her son be manipulated by this what they call him, a street thug at the time, a nigga from off the street. Because Suge was a little smart to the game, but he was dumb at the same time. Because he was making a lot of bad decisions that um, shouldn't have never been made, you know, because once you growing up in a neighborhood, man, and when you got everybody that's homeboys that grew up together and love each other like brothers, you don't do nothing to throw curves or monkey wrenches in to turning these niggas against each other. He was turning the killers into against the killers.
How did Hen Dog pass away?
Well, Hen Dog, man, he was a cat that drew the Death Row logo. Um, like I said, everybody started complaining about, they share the money or why this not being fair or whatever. As soon as he started talking about, he need his rights to this and he need that to do different things, he wound up getting killed, you know, and that was strange, you know, because we was wondering why would he pull over at a phone booth and he got a phone already. He got a cell phone. And he had a walkie-talkie. We used to run around with the walkie-talkies. And what would lead him to stopping at Jim Dandy's? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He had his girl had just picked him up from the office. They got a brand new baby. Well, how he wind up by Jim Dandy's? You know, everybody felt that was real strange. I went to jail behind it. I was sliding through there because they were saying some Denver Lane supposed to kill him, but we knew better. But at that particular time, I wind up sliding through there, me and Biggie, and the police jacked us, found a gun in Biggie's car. I was the only one going to court. You know what I mean? There was some strange shit going on. Street code, you know how I go. Whoever driving the car, if they find something in the car, that's who get the case, right? Okay, the car was Biggie's car. Biggie was driving. The gun they found in the car was Biggie's. Now, how I wind up on the case by myself. Biggie wasn't during the trial or nothing. He never appeared in court with me. So everybody wondered what was going on with that. They feel like, well, I feel like there was some strange going on because we caught the case in LA. Now, what is a Compton detective doing on my case? He didn't have nothing to do with my case I caught in LA. So, it was way strange. I felt that was like a setup or something.
How did Heron get killed?
Well, Heron, man, like I say, he was one of the guys started demanding more funds, and he didn't bite his tongue, So I don't know, Nick didn't like what he was saying or whatever, but one particular day he was at a park chilling, and somebody had made a call to him for him to come back to the east side or some shit. And as he was on his way back, I don't know if the car was following him or whatever, but he got caught in a little traffic, and they gunned him down at the light. Yeah, it was very crazy. Like the death row homies is dying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy. It sounds like both of their murder was a setup. But Timmy Ru, great interview, man. Very insightful. We got to run this back soon, man. So before we end it, anything you want to shut up?
Well, I want to give a shout out to you, man, for, giving me an opportunity and a chance to share some truth, you know, to share some truth. And over the nights, I've been trying to put a few things together to come back to the show and share with you, so you can help the people, the rest of the world understand, from the last, because there's maybe just a few of us left, you know, after, you send a crew of 15 or 20 homeboys and you only just got a few left, you know, I want to give a shout out to my nigga Rock Chisholm. He was one of the homies that feel like he got set up through fucking with Reggie and Suge too. He finally got out. He had got a life sentence on some shit. Did maybe like 20, I think 26 years or something. He just came home from back in I think he caught his case maybe like in 95 or some shit like that. 96. Yeah, and he just came home. Um, I want to say to the people, you can't believe everything you hear, especially when it's coming from somebody who wasn't in the circle. You know, um, I want to say, to James, Bomb First, whatever, find something else to talk about. Stop opening up cans of worms, talking about people you ain't ready to deal with, I want to say to Suge if he watching, because they so-called themselves trying to do a pod too. I want to say to him, he should have did better. If he could have been fair, maybe the karma wouldn't have caught up with you so fast, but it's people waiting on you to come home, bro. And we found out about you, homie. That message is for sure. We found out about you. He know I know, because when he tried to make a call to me through the realist, I asked him, it's been 20 years. Why you want to talk to me now? Around my brother's funeral time, he supposed to been coming back to talk to my moms and never came back. So, and then after that, I started seeing the pictures and hearing the rumors. And, I had to let him know he wasn't from the mob no more. They say they redid some appeal on his case, and he supposed to got so many years knocked down, and we waiting for you to come home, homie. I ain't never been scared of Nick in the world. And Suge know I ain't scared of him. Reggie knew I ain't never been scared of him, even though he was a cop. I used to ask Suge about Reggie. How Reggie get here? And he done sent quite a few of our homies to prison. I didn't understand it, man. Reggie just sent our homeboys to jail. And now do you see him on this podcast like he a nigga from out of the neighborhood. Come on, man. He was a crooked cop. He had to resign before he got fired. And it's been a few times I had to hit him up to tell him stop talking about me on this podcast. I had love for Reggie once upon a time, but he did some foul shit when it came down to when I seen and started becoming aware of everything when it came to with my brother's situation. I bagged up a lot off of a lot of people when that happened, because my grandfather told me, man, growing up gang banging, you only gonna have a few friends. And guess what? They're going to turn out to be not your friends later on in life. And that part of my life I'm living right now. You know, I'm learning my friends sneaking and killing my brothers, and you know what I mean? Then I got a brother turn around and telling on our friends, and it's just a whole lot, man, you know. Um, and I'm still trying to be me at the same time, you know, not far as gang banging, but more mature and paying attention to the people. So I want to, you know, say to everybody I lost, you know, they mothers and brothers, man, you know, I know how I feel now because it happened to me. So I know how they feel now. I feel like what Suge had coming, he deserved it. You know, I don't wish bad luck on nobody. But he was a guy that wasn't fair to the people. That's why it all went bad for him, you know. You know, you got to treat people how you want to be treated, right? So that's what I learned, and that's how I get out. And I ain't coming on your show to uh put dirt on nobody. I'm coming on your show to express and tell the truth about those people. You know what I mean? That's one thing I'm gonna do is keep it real. You know, that's why I was telling a few different homies that we talk about certain few things, and you ask me, I ain't finna lie for the niggas who we talk about. You know, it is what it is. I'm gonna tell the truth. You know, like I say, if it was my brother or it wasn't my brother, I'm still gonna keep it real. You know, and nah, let the world know, because that's what we basically doing. We talking to the world, because they gonna be tapping in on you, trying to figure out what we talking about, and then I feel comfortable with sharing with you. So in a minute, we're gonna have much more to speak on. We're gonna have a whole lot to talk about.